So, the Eagles started practice yesterday, and it was a little bit of a surprise. Looks like Jalen Reagor is a guy who really wants to be on that football field. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Wednesday's practice. Let's talk about some of these injuries. All right, let's get it, guys. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, guys, I'm sorry I had to do this kind of on the road today. I just didn't have time to do it any other way. So I'm going to tell you what really is sparking my interest about today's conversation. I'm not going to give this person light. I'm not going to feed mushrooms the shit that they deserve. So, a particular Cowboys content creator, he didn't mention me by name, and I'll do the same. I won't do the same to him. But they made my point without even realizing they were making my point. If you guys don't know what I was talking about, on Brunson's Live, I brought up the fact that I've been catching crap from Cowboy fans left and right about Carson Wentz having a soft tissue injury, when we all know that it was all BS. It wasn't a big deal, and he was clearly going to be ready for week one. So then I brought it right back in their face, and I talked about how awful funny how the minute Amari Cooper had that injury and he missed 4 practices, I didn't hear any more Cowboy fans talking. They went silent. Dead silence. La'el Collins, dead silence. All of a sudden, he got real quiet in Cowboys land. I'm just saying, you're making my point. That was the point. You were overreacting to nothing. And the minute it got thrown in your face, you did the same exact thing. Thank you for making my point. All right, in other news. Look, Jalen Reagor was out there fielding punts, guys. That's a good sign. I mean, this looks like a guy, I don't want to say he's going to play week one, but this doesn't look like a guy that tends to sitting out. Obviously, the decision won't be solely his to make, and that's going to play a factor. It's going to play a role, clearly. But I can definitely tell that the competitive juices are flowing in this kid, and this kid wants to get out there. He wants to play. And, you know, it's a risky proposition here. If he can play and he's truly healthy, do I want him out there? Yeah, I definitely do, because this kid is going to provide some serious power this year for us. Now, if there's a risk of this injury, becoming worse as a result of going into a game that, let's be honest, I'm not trying to disrespect Washington. They don't have a football team name, but we should be able to win this game without Reagor. I'm not disrespecting that team, because that team does have a really good pass rush. They have an advantage on our offensive line right now. I'm not even going to act like they don't, but so do we. We got the advantage on our D-line, on their O-line, and we have way more firepower than they do, minus Reagor. So, my opinion, it's an iffy proposition here. Like, some of this is probably just the general gameship of, the NFL season. You make teams think a guy's going to be, is going to be active, or you make guys think a guy's going to be inactive. You put him in that practice. You start showing him fielding punts, right? If he continues working out throughout the week, it'd be real interesting to see, would they take it as far as activating Jalen Reagor just to really mess with Ron Rivera's head, whether they intend to play him or not. This time of year, I love it, man. I love all these little chess pieces that get moved around, and the little subtle things that get done that normally get overlooked, but they're huge, man. You're messing with the team's ability to essentially game plan for you, because they don't know whether or not this kid's going to be in the game, and that's a big deal. Outside of that, guys, Miles Sanders still got a little hamstring injury here. The Miles Sanders one worries me a little more, because I don't want to rush the kid back too soon. Hamstrings can be nagging. They can hang around if you're not careful. I anticipate Miles Sanders is going to play, guys. I don't think there's a chance, and you know what, that he doesn't play. With that said, how many snaps are they going to legitimately give the guy? I would think it would behoove us and be smart of us to limit those snaps. I mean, there's no point of exposing this kid to injury in week one. Or further injury, I should say, in week one. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, guys. I mean, why we're on that risk, in my opinion, guys? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Some other news and notes, guys, going on. Lane Johnson with the ankle. Looks like he's going to play. My concern with Lane Johnson is that he struggled a little bit against Washington in his time here. And if he's going out there less than 100%, I mean, Washington, they got a phenomenal pass rush. You got to be careful with that. I mean, it just depends on how healthy he is. I mean, a 90% Lane Johnson is going to be better than anyone else we're going to put at right tackle. Let's just be clear. But, we don't want a 70% Lane Johnson going out there taking snaps because we can start heading into some pretty dangerous territory there, guys. I mean, we got to be real, real careful with that crap. How might these injuries affect us? Well, guys, I would expect us to see the Eagles go into a little bit more timing and rhythm stuff, a little more traditional West Coast stuff where it's a little more sped up, per se, for Carson, just to alleviate some of the pressures of the line, especially with, Peters. Peters is, he's played left tackle for a very, very long time, but hasn't had a whole lot of time to adjust his camp to playing tackle. Then you got Lane Johnson, with an ankle issue. I could definitely see that. I would also expect the Eagles they're going to move the pocket. I don't think it would be prudent or smart to keep Wentz inside the pocket, hoping that pocket will hold up. I think that's a big mistake this game. And then, you'll probably see them try to mix up some stuff. You have to run the ball, and that's going to be a problem if Miles Sanders has a hamstring injury, because then you're going to be relying heavily on Boston Scott and Corey Clement, and you just signed Jason Huntley, so I highly doubt that he's going to be able to immediately contribute like that. So, I mean, he might be able to do a couple of things for you. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot this game. So, I mean, even the running game, you want to run the ball to relieve some of the tension, but I think Boston Scott and Corey Clement would have to prove to be guys that could take 15, 20 handoffs here and do it. I mean, I got faith in them being able to do that, but those are definitely concerns. Like, I definitely could see some schematic things, because if you can establish a run here, then you can, instead of just, in addition to moving the pocket, doing some quick timing and rhythm passes, you can also try to beat them over the top with some, play action stuff, and then you can use RPOs to help you out a little bit with, with the running game if you have to. Those are the three big ones that I've seen listed. Those are the three most serious that I see. Outside the Alshon Jeffrey stuff, like, I was a little shocked that, obviously they gave him that designation of where he can come back at pretty much at any point now. I mean, he's got 3 weeks and he's going to be back pretty much. Whether he'll play after that 3-week period, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting, guys. I mean, it seems like to me as if they plan on him being back either before 3 weeks or after 3 weeks. So, we'll see, guys. I mean, we're rolling around to camp. I'll try to release another video if I can tonight to keep up with some of the news. But, yeah, man, I mean, those are the injuries I see so far. I don't think any of these are huge, huge deals. But, injuries are injuries. All right, y'all. I'm about to jump up out of here. I appreciate y'all's time and everything. And, how we end these videos. We do a little E-A-G-L-E-S. All right, y'all. Let's go, Eagles.